Hey there, it's Marley. Welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be going through my May TBR, aka the books I plan to read in May. Sorry for the glare on my glasses, it's kind of a lot right now. I'll try to talk to you like this. So as always, I already have a few books set that I want to get to, but we are going to be returning to my TBR cards again. I've used these quite a few times on my channel, but we're still working through them. I want to go through the whole deck before I stop using it, or maybe I'll just never stop using it. I don't know. But yeah, basically these TBR cards have a different reading prompt on them, so we're going to pull 3 of these as well. But before we get to that, I'm going to let you know the books I already have planned. These 3 books are all for a certain reading vlog. Let me know down below if you can figure out what the theme of this vlog is going to be. I feel like if you're a fan of my channel, hi fans. If you're a frequent viewer of my channel, you may be able to figure it out. We have A Far Wilder Magic by Alison Saft. I feel like every time I have to reread the description for this book. Right, it's about a magical hunt going on. So our main character goes into this competition, this hunt for this magical creature. She teams up with this other guy, Weston. So it's a romance, fantasy romance with that. I think it's enemies to lovers, there's dark magic, and I'm pretty sure it's a standalone fantasy. So I love that because I'm already in the middle of multiple series that I'm not working on. So at least I will be able to get through this. A magical secret, a mythical hunt, and a love that could risk everything. I've mentioned this a couple times on my channel already, but now I'm finally going to read it. Then we have A Study in Drowning by Reid. I do have a special edition with this very pretty cover. This is one I've talked about a lot too, that I should be able to memorize the description, but I haven't yet. But it's about a girl who believes in fairy tales. There's this famous author that she loves, and she goes to his estate and stumbles upon Poston, another scholar. That's the romance there. Oh, and Poston is there to prove her favorite author is a fraud. So they're like exploring this magical estate, this magical library. Sounds very good in my opinion. And then the last one for that vlog is going to be Divine Rivals by Rebecca Ross. This is quite a popular book. It's a duology. Again, fantasy romance. Maybe you're picking up on a bit of a theme. I do know this one is about 2 people who I think are on different sides of a war, and they are like corresponding to each other. So it's like a forbidden love story. And it's like a fantastical war because I think it's like the gods that are warring. Yeah, and an epic enemies to lovers fantasy novel filled with hope and heartbreak and the unparalleled power of love. Just a lot of tropes I think I'm going to be into. The only other book I have set potentially is my book club book. We haven't discussed it a lot, but I did pitch this book. So if they all agree to it, I'm hoping that we can read The Favorites by Layne Fargo. I've never read from this author before, but I've been hearing really good things about this book. It seems to be giving Taylor Jenkins Reid vibes, which is why I'm interested and why I pitched it for my book club, because we love TJR. But basically it seems to be about these 2 figure skaters or ice skaters, and they have some sort of like romance, and we're following like their story. And that's why it seems to be similar to Taylor Jenkins Reid, because it's about like famous people, famous athlete duo, and I think it's told in a similar style of kind of like a documentary, similar to something like Daisy Jones and the Six. So I think this has the potential to be really good, to have like a romance and a lot of drama and learning, you know, more about this sport. So I think this one could be good. All right, now let's move on to my TBR cards. We are going to pick 3 cards, and this month I really do want to focus on my TBR card, which I have over beside me. I haven't necessarily been prioritizing my physical TBR lately, and I feel like it's gotten a little bit too full for comfort. A little too full for my comfort level. So whatever these prompts are, I'm gonna force myself to pick the book from my TBR card, my physical TBR, that fits the best to the prompt. Hopefully I have something that fits. We're gonna try to make it work. So let's see. First one is choose a book that has a couple on the cover. Interesting. It would be a good match for a romance book. I don't know if I have a lot of romance on my TBR. It's mainly fantasy, but hopefully we have some book with a couple on the cover. Oh god, I'm actually reading a book right now with a couple on the cover, but can't choose that one. Okay, let's see. I don't even know if I have people on these covers, much less a couple. Okay, we have a couple of dandelions. This has multiple people. I don't think they're a couple, but that might be a close pick. Ooh, okay, this might have to be it. That is definitely looking like a couple to me. That little caress. Okay, I'm gonna keep looking, but I think it might have to be this one. Okay, I found another couple on the cover. A Novel Love Story by Ashley Poston. It's not really focusing, but there's a girl and the guy on the cover there as well. I think between the two of these two look more like a couple than these two. And this is a sequel, aka conclusion to a series. This is the second book in the Sunbear Trials duology. So if I read this, I would be finishing off a series, which is really great. And yeah, I liked the first book. So if you don't know, it's a young adult series and it has to do with a magical competition. So having a little bit of a theme with this TBR. It has to do with mythology. All of our main characters are demigods. It's quite fun. It was giving Hunger Games a bit. It was giving Percy Jackson. I find that Aidan Thomas writes very fun. So I'm gonna choose this one. Oh God, my card is getting destroyed over here. Okay, next card. Choose a book where the blurb starts with a name. Some of these prompts are quite unique. I like that. But some also require a lot of work because now I have to go through and read a lot of blurbs. But I think it's likely that a blurb could start with a name. Hey, where do I even start? Ooh, I immediately found one. Makes sense. Her name is in the title as well, Emily Wilde. Do I want to read this though, or is there something else? This one does too, Winter. Again, her name is in the title, so it makes sense her name is first word in the blurb. Okay, there's options. There are definitely options here. Oh, even this book I was wanting to read. Nope. Oh, this is another sequel I could get through. Nope. We could also go choose the novel Love Story again. The blurb starts with the girl's name. This also starts with the main character's name. Another second chance for that one. Well, this is going well. There's a lot of options on my physical TBR. I don't love that I'm packing this month so full of fantasy. So even though I really want to read Emily Wilde's Map of the Otherworld, I'm wondering if with the other books I'm gonna get a little fantasied out. So maybe I will actually choose a novel Love Story, which is the romance pick. This is a contemporary romance, although it does have magical realism in it because our main character, she's obsessed with, I think, love stories and happily ever afters and stuff, like a hopeless romantic. Her car breaks down and then suddenly she finds herself in the middle of her favorite novel, this really quaint, cute little town. Then she ends up meeting a grumpy bookstore owner. Love that. And that is going to be her love interest. So I feel like I haven't heard as much good things about this as I have her other books, but A 7-Year Slip by this author is one of my favorite romances of all time. So still a good chance that I will like this. So let's just go ahead with this one so we don't have a pure fantasy month. And then we have one more card left. All right, let's see what it is. Choose a book written by 2 authors. Oh, I don't know if I'm gonna have, I don't think I'm gonna have something with this. Oh no, because that is not, I mean, some of these people could be dual authors and I don't even know. It could be a pen name, but wow, even I was gonna say this manga because normally there's like a writer and an illustrator, right? This one literally story and art by the same person. I feel like the only option is this one I'm gonna hold up, but I don't really want to read this one right now. But we have Spectacular by Stephanie Garber, illustrated by Rosie Bowinkle. So what I was saying before about similar to the manga, that there's like illustrations in here, it just feels weird to read this when it's not Christmas. So maybe what I need to do is, you know, I already picked a lot of books for my physical TBR this month. So maybe I can have one that isn't from my physical TBR and I can save this for Christmas because it feels really weird to read that now. So let's check my Goodreads TBR and see what we have by 2 authors. There should definitely be something. Should we check in the thriller category because I want to read more thrillers? I just feel like there's not a ton of dual authors for thrillers, but let's check. Okay, I did find something, but it was kind of tricky to find. This was like the only option I really came across. It's gonna help me finish off another series, so that's kind of good. It is Here's to Us by Becky Albertali and Adam Silvera. So that's the author duo. 2 authors I have enjoyed in the past. It is young adult though. First book was What If It's Us, which was a young adult contemporary romance. I think I liked it well enough. I read it many years ago, but they came out with this sequel. Not to spoil the first book, but the main characters don't end up together in the first book. It was kind of a realistic teen romance, to be honest. So this book is about them now kind of reconnecting after multiple years. I think they both have kind of moved on with their lives, but they're like, why do we keep getting drawn back together? So I think they're gonna give it another shot, and maybe they will end up together in this one. I'm gonna assume that they do because I don't see any more books in the series planned. So not exactly super excited about this one, but as I said, it will at least, you know, knock off a book from my TBR, knock off a series. So yeah, I was able to do the 3 reading prompts. Hope you guys enjoyed hearing about my TBR. Be sure to subscribe if you're not already so you can see my review of all these books throughout the month, see my reading vlog when I read those first 3 books. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. I hope you have an excellent rest of your day. I'll see you soon with a new video next week. Bye!